Okay, here's something you probably didn't know about when you walk by the George Washington Bridge, right? Now, when you're walking by, if you're, say you're walking down just the street, what happens a lot of times is these random cars will just stop, and they'll like signal you, like, hey, get in the car, and you're like, what the fuck, you know, because it's like, normally when that happens, you think like, wait a minute, do they think I'm some kind of prostitute? Because I'm definitely not dressed sexy or like, you know, hey, pick me up and something could happen, you know. That's not really what's happening there, you know. So we finally figured it out that when you're heading into Manhattan, they have these HOV lanes, right? And so what they're really doing is they want people to ride into the city with them. And I guess you get a free ride and everything. But the other thing is you also don't know if it's a free, like, murder, rape scenario, right? And that's actually a two-way street. Because you always wonder, like, if you decide to do something like that, should you get into the car? Like, I mean, obviously it's not going to be all defenseless old ladies doing it. Usually it's like young, fishy-looking, healthy guys, right? But then, like, who do they decide to? Or what? Old Asian men. Or old Asian men, apparently, which could be like their fetish. My fetish is to drive you into the city, and I just like look at you while I do it. I'll pay. You know, I'll pay. But the other part of it, again, is like what if they're like picking you up to give you a ride, and how do they know you're not an axe murderer? You know, which I mean, there are definitely axe murderers. I'm sure it's a fair amount of the population. You know, axe murderers. So anyway, it's like the worst I think would imagine would be like, say if I were with a hot girl, right, and I was walking down the street, right, and they did that thing, and I was like, oh, they must want me to go into the city, right? And maybe I would consider doing it, right? And I say, okay, come on, hot girl, let's get in the car. And then the guy would be like, no, just you. And that's where I'll at.